Welcome to the He's Got Issues Independent Comics Edition number 168.3. I'm John Cooney here to preview new independent comics being released April 8th, 2015, beginning alphabetically with Boom Studios and Adventure Time Marceline Gone Adrift number 4 of 6. Marceline and Princess Bubblegum are going to have to work together if they want to get off that weird planet and back to Ooh before Cinnamon Bun destroys it with his crazy power. Next, we have Bee and Puppycat number 8. It's Bee's birthday, and Puppycat has decided that perhaps he can get his paws dirty and make a cake. But nothing goes as planned, and soon Puppycat finds himself weighing over his grumpy head in butter and flour. It's a high-rising adventure in this latest issue. We've also got Bill and Ted's Most Triumphant Return number 2 of 6. Bill and Ted are going to change the world with their music just as soon as they get over their writer's block. Maybe they'll just sneak into the future and take a little peek at their discography to help. Includes a backup story written by Chris Sims and Chad Bowers and illustrated by Brooke Allen. Next we have Bravest Warriors number 31. Though the Bravest Warriors are having a good time teaching the campers what it takes to be a warrior, not everybody is on board. One disgruntled camper makes a deal with someone who has experienced making the Bravest Warriors' lives miserable, Bugcat. We've also got Deep State number 5, new story arc. When a man develops a gun that can send bullets forward through time, he begins to commit seemingly impossible assassinations in the future. While Harrow and Branch work to stop him, new clues about Harrow's past come to light. Next we have Escape from New York number 5, new story arc, snakes on a plane, well, until the government throws him out of the plane and into the middle of a battle in Siberia, right back into the war he thought he'd left behind. We've also got Evil Empire number 12, after years of Cold War, Reese and Sam finally meet and Julia is less than pleased. Meanwhile, Kara plays out her balancing act of wrangling information from the Evil Empire as a spy for the Resistance, but how long can she keep up the act before someone catches on to her facade? Next, we have Help Us Great Warrior number 3 of 8. While Leo and Hadiah butt heads over Great Warrior's responsibility to the realm, the mystery behind why Great Warrior doesn't want to fight the demon currently threatening her world deepens. We've also got Mouse Guard Legends of Guard Volume 3 number 2 of 4. Gather round in the June Alley Inn for more mouse tales. Dustin Nguyen tells the story of a dying raven, while Kyla Vanderklut spins a tale of lovely and brave mouse dancer, and C.M. Galdray and Nicole Gustafsson tell a story of a town whose protective walls have fallen. Next we have Robocop number 10. Killian has revealed OCP's omnipresent surveillance system, and now the people of Detroit want to bring down Big Brother and Robocop. Ann Lewis and Robocop need to find a new way to stop Killian, but it may lead to an even darker secret inside OCP. We've also got Sleepy Hollow Origins number 1 one-shot. You've watched Ichabod and Abby battle the forces of Moloch and the Hessians. Now see how they first got started with 5 short stories revealing the official origins of your favorite Sleepy Hollow characters. Travel back to the first day of Abby on the job, Jenny in an institution, and Ichabod turning his back on Queen and Country for justice. Find out how Henry was born the horseman of the Apocalypse War and relive the Hessian's life as Abraham. And we've got Teen Dog number 8 of 8, final issue. Appropriately, it's summer vacation time in this final issue. Man, this year has really flown by. Time to get together with your friends and enjoy the summer while it lasts, because the future is always out there waiting for you. From Dark Horse Comics, we've got Abe Sapien number 22. A tranquil Texas town, the last safe place in America, erupts in supernatural violence as Abe Sapien gets a true taste of hell on earth, and the lonely road he's walked since leaving the bureau he gets even lonelier. Next we have Itty Bitty Comics Grimmiss Island number 2 of 4. Bliss, love, togetherness, those are the ingredients of Grimmiss's perfect life, but when the island peace is interrupted by the most evil and wicked beasts of all time, the dreaded tiki monoliths, Grimmiss must trade tranquility for adventure. We've also got Rebels number 1. In a rush of great public resistance to an oppressive and excessive government, a homegrown militia movement is formed in rural America. This is not 2015, but 1775. With the war for independence playing out across the colonies, young Seth and Mercy Abbott find their new marriage tested at every turn as the demands of the front lines and the home front collide. And we've got X number 24. With help from Lee Rudoso and his strange new ally, X is ready to take out the predatory drug lord Gundog, but another Call of Duty beckons, this time from outside Arcadia. Is the man who gave his entire life for his city willing to leave it behind? From Dynamite Entertainment, we've got Battlestar Galactica 6, number 2 of 5. The evolution of number 6 continues as Eve begins to see her place in the psychiatric ward become less that of a patient and more that of a prisoner. She doesn't think of herself as a violent person, but when provoked, all bets are off. As for the Cylons, number 6 has been designed for a very specific purpose, and they are determined to make the necessary refinements so that she can achieve her prime directive. Next on the agenda, aesthetics. She must be a beauty of a beast. Next we have Evil Ernie, number 6. With all of Mistress Hell's lovers believed defeated, Evil Ernie and Smiley prepare for their return to Hell while Mary questions whether or not she can go back to normalcy. But before any goodbyes can be made, Deathlore crashes the party. Did Hell save her best and most deadly lover for last? And just what is his connection to Ernie? We've also got Jim Butcher, The Dresden Files Downtown, number 3 of 6. With the help of Bob and a rather twisted spirit entity, Harry has tracked a killer to Chicago's deepest supernatural neighborhood, the labyrinthian network of subterranean tunnels known as Undertown. It's a place even powerful mages fear to tread, but Harry has little choice if he wants to prevent any further bloodshed. At least he'll have Molly with him, if, of course, she survives her own encounter with their enemy's remains. Next we have Jungle Girl Season 3, number 1 of 5. Jungle Girl returns in Frank Cho's epic third arc. We've also got Lady Demon, number 4. The chaotic climax is upon us. Lady Demon rushes to stop the Scarboil clan before they can unleash genocide on Earth. She has her work cut out for her as the chaos power trumps her hellfire. What will happen when Violet has the opportunity to be rid of the invading demoness forever? Next we have Legendary Green Hornet, number 3 of 5. Will our heroes escape from TikTok's clockwork death trap? Probably. It's only issue 3. They should hurry, though, because waiting in the wings is the mastermind behind the gang war, the Brass Hornet. Catch an issue full of hot Hornet on Hornet action. We've also got Mask 2, number 1 of 8. The Shadow, the Green Hornet, and Kato, Black Terror. These are just a few masked vigilantes drawn into a mystery that spans the decades, a plot that threatens our society again and again. With the devastating power to kill thousands of people in a matter of seconds, the Red Death is a villain who may be impossible to stop. It will take more than a dozen masked heroes from 3 different time periods to stop this mad woman from bringing the world to its knees. Next we have Reanimator, number 1 of 4. Dr. Herbert West, the Reanimator, returns. Setting up shop in New Orleans, the brilliant Dr. West continues his life's work, the revival of the dead by purely chemical means. To accomplish this task, he recruits Susan Green, a young and wide-eyed pharmacologist fascinated by his macabre experiments. Initially unfazed by West's unorthodox practices, including how he funds his research by selling zombie brain fluid as a narcotic, Susan may regret her scientific curiosity as sinister forces, those aligned with elder gods and Haitian voodoo, begin to align against the Reanimator. Dynamite Entertainment proudly resurrects the Reanimator, H.P. Lovecraft's notorious mad scientist, in a fear-fraught 4-issue miniseries. Take what you love best about the television shows Breaking Bad and Walking Dead, throw in Cthulhu Tentacle Terror and Backwater Louisiana Superstition, and you have the all-new horror comic hit of 2015. We've also got Red Sonja Vulture's Circle, number 4. Sutek's evil continues to spread as the son of Set marches on the mightiest of the Hybornian kingdoms. Meanwhile, Red Sonja, thanks to divine intervention from her patron goddess, Skithach, has undergone a sea change that both surprises and alarms her comrades in arms. And we've got Vampirella, number 11. The identity of the third conspirator behind Dr. Faustus's insane plot to free the accursed from their immortality by destroying the world is finally revealed and proves to have a shocking connection to Vampirella. Also a figure from Vampirella's past, a character dating back to her earliest Warren magazine appearances, makes a dramatic return with a vengeance. Discover the surprising truth about Vampirella's origin that even she doesn't know in the final chapter of the accursed story arc, The Farmer's Daughters. From IDW Publishing, we've got Dead Squad number 5. It's a battle on the high seas as Blake, Hooper, and Vargas confront Fisher and his renegade army. With the biotics reprogrammed to kill rather than resurrect, Fisher now holds the greatest tool for assassination the world has ever known. With little time left and little hope of saving their own skins, the Dead Squad must put a stop to their former commander's plans, even if doing so means spending all eternity in the Inferno. Next we have Edward Scissorhands number 6. Fresh off the traumatic events of his last adventure, Edward is cautiously welcomed back into the community that was so recently out for his blood. Despite Meg's trying to shield him, well-meaning citizens suggest plans to help fix him once and for all, but what do they want in return? In this, the second arc of Edward Scissorhands, Edward and Megs both delve deeper into their shared shadowed past. We've also got My Little Pony Fiendship is Magic number 205, the first My Little Pony miniseries event. This month-long weekly limited series explores the secret origin of the Equestria's greatest villains. Tyrek's mad quest for power starts here. Next we have Star Trek Planet of the Apes number 5 of 5. The battle for conquest of the Planet of the Apes comes to a climax. Can Captain Kirk wrest control of the gorilla army from the Klingons? We've also got Transformers More Than Meets the Eye number 39, Return of the DJD, a punishment squad created by Megatron to hunt down the dissidents, turncoats, and cowards. No one believes more passionately in the Decepticon cause than the DJD, so what happens when they discover their founder has joined the Autobots? Clue, it's not pretty. And we've got Transformers vs. G.I. Joe number 6. The smash hit of 2014 becomes the greatest comic of 2015. If you thought the war between G.I. Joe and the Transformers was out of control before, well, brothers and sisters, wait till you get a load of issue 6. From Image Comics, we've got Big Man Plans number 2 of 4. Big Man, by kneecapping a guy with a drywall hatchet, begins his bloody road of revenge as more clues to his mysterious motivations are revealed. Next we have Birthright number 6, new story arc. Mikey's return has divided the Rhodes family in unexpected ways. Where did they go from here? We've also got Copperhead number 6. It's payday at the copper mine, which means Sheriff Clara Branson is in for a particularly rowdy Friday night. Plus, Boo is offered an intriguing partnership. Next we have Danger Club number 8. The menace from beyond space has finally come to Earth. It is the end of all things, and our teenage heroes must now succeed where their mentors have failed. Don't miss this cataclysmic final chapter in Landry Q. Walker and Eric Jones' acclaimed superhero epic. We've also got Descender number 2. As the brutal robot hunting scrappers close in on Tim 21, the events that first brought him to the mining colony on the outer edges of space are revealed. Next we have Elephant Men number 63. Mickey and Farrell meet perhaps the strangest elephant man of all. We've also got 5 Ghosts number 16. Monsters and Men part 4. Trapped. Next we have 9th Generation Hidden Files number 1, an in-depth look at the realistic science of 9th Generation focusing on transhumanism, cybernetic enhancement, and genetic alteration in this dossier-style book featuring new art by Shepin Stazik. We've also got Jupiter Circle number 1. The most celebrated superheroes in mid-century America seem to have it all. Fame, riches, adoration, but tensions simmer beneath the glossy surface, threatening to crack open the secrets behind their public and private exploits. Before the family dynasty and Jupiter's legacy began, there was Jupiter Circle, a story about a team whose personal dramas collide with superpowered spectacle. Next, we have Legacy of Luther Strode number 1. Luther Strode returns. For 5 years, Luther Strode and Petra have been on the run. Now the time for running is over, and the murder cult is going down. The road to Cain starts here. Justin Jordan and Trad Moore bring back Luther and Petra for their final adventure. The last chapter in the hit trilogy begins now. Special double-sized issue. We've also got Nameless number 3. As the exploration of vast structures of the surface of the asteroid Exalba begins, more nightmarish secrets of a prehistoric cosmic war come crawling into the light. What soul-destroying truth lies buried in Zalba's immense tunnel network? What malignancies lie dreaming there? What is human and what is not? Next we have Odyssey number 4. The core of a fabled starship may make Odysseus' journey home a matter of moments rather than months, but it comes at a price. Next, we have One Hit Wonder number 5 of 5, miniseries conclusion, the end of the mob as we know it, so bloody that we invented a word for it, binge killing. You thought you've read everything in the penultimate issue, Game of Thrones style. Think again. Richie Reese's final fate is revealed here. Which side is he on? Who'll go with a smile? Also, the Hollywood Killer's next adventure is teased here. Next we have Rat Queens number 10. Palisade is shattered and recovering from the grand battle against the spawn of Nergoth, while the Rat Queens try to pick up the pieces of their fractured bond. Hey, we never promised it would all be candy and drugs. We've also got Saga number 27. Poor Marco. Next we have Savior number 1. What if the most dangerous man on earth was also the one trying to do the most good? The world is real, the people are normal, and then he appears. A man appears with no background, no memory, and no place to call home, but he has powers. Powers that seem to resemble those we learned about in Sunday school. Could it be? Is it possible that this man is much, much more than that? Is it possible that he is our savior in the flesh? And if he is, then why doesn't he know who he is or how he got his powers? Strip away the spandex and trappings of the traditional comic superhero and ask yourself a simple question. How would I react if God suddenly appeared in front of me, but everything we had been taught about him seemed out of whack? What you would have left, beyond your own doubts, is the presence of a man who has to deal with the fact that his appearance in the world is seen as both a blessing and a curse. Some will see him as a hero, a messiah. Others will see him as an enemy because there isn't room for a person with godlike powers to disrupt the status quo of what we already believe. Some will rally behind him, others will denounce him, but none of us will be able to ignore him. We've also got Southern Cross number 2. Day 2 on board the Southern Cross's 5-day voyage to Titan, and the mysteries are already piling up. Like, where has Brace's cabin mate disappeared to? Just how many people have died on board the ship? And how many of those spirits are still haunting the dark corners of the Southern Cross? The plot thickens as Brace starts making connections, leading her through doors that should have been kept shut. Next, we have the Surface number 2. There's a traitor on the team, and a city ship arriving in the morphing utopia of the Surface will change everything. Just as the team finds what they're looking for, they're threatened by forces that might tear them apart. And we have The Walking Dead number 140, Life and Death. From Valiant Entertainment, we've got Imperium number 3, A Better World, by any means necessary. The devastating new series escalates with an all-new chapter by New York Times bestselling writer Joshua Dysart and superstar artist Doug Braithwaite. The world-changing event snowballs over the cliff as the world's most powerful man, billionaire superhuman Toyo Harada, saves the world at the tip of a sword. Harada is collecting monsters, starting with his pet instrument of death, Mech Major, an unstoppable robot engine of combat and warfare. But there's more to Mech Major than meets the eye. And we've got Rai number 8. The battle for New Japan erupts into all-out war. Rai has raised an army of former enemies and reluctant allies, all in the name of one thing, freedom. It's the final fight between father and his prodigal son, except there's no coming back from this, as the outcome could spell the end of not just New Japan, but all of Earth. Okay, so that's a look at some of the top independent publishers this week, but there's still plenty of other books out as well, so be sure to check out my YouTube channel at he'sgotissues.com to see both the Marvel and DC videos for this week, as well as my usual roundup of all my favorites for the week with a little more depth and insight than you get here. And if you like these videos, be sure to let me know by leaving a comment and subscribing. You can also follow He's Got Issues on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, Tumblr, and Instagram to see everything I'm reading as I read it. So until next week, I'm John Cooney, and I've got issues.